Greetings, YouTube. Recently I did a video about mimics, and I find mimics fascinating, always have, and I addressed the fact that we tend to underestimate the intelligence of mimics because they are intelligent. They're fully sapient beings, they have 10 intelligences, they can speak. And they're neutral. They aren't necessarily just out to kill every single sapient being that enters in their sphere of influence. They could be hired, they can be interacted with, things like that. So I was poking around and thinking, well, maybe somebody's already done like a mimic playable race kind of thing. So in the process of doing that search, and I didn't really come up with a full-blown racial class breakdown of a mimic. If there is one out there, folks, I want to know about it. No, but what I did find, however, was the book, the Mimic Book of Mimics. And this is on the D&D Beyond forums, a place that I don't think I've ever gone before. And this is a netbook, obviously. Somebody made this book themselves. Any of you folks out there remember what netbook, where the original word of the phrase, term netbook came from? Any of you that old? Any of you still have any of those text, ASCII style, netbooks kicking around in your hard drives like I do? Yeah, that'd be cool. So we have a table of contents in here. We have, and I'm just going to run over the basic topics. I'm not going to get into real detail on these. We have the history of the mimics, playing a mimic, which breaks down to mimic behavior, mimic tactics. Then we have many mimics and how to handle it, and says not so many after all. Then we have mimic stat templates, and so these are suggestions for the types of mimics that you can have, and under each of these size categories, some of these actually have full-blown stat breakdowns, so that makes your life a lot easier if you want to just borrow theirs. But for example, under tiny mimics, they have things like a book mimic, a brain, a cake, and there's a cake breakdown, a casket, fruit, a grater, jar, a mimic of the lamp, a money, which is just a pile of money maybe, quill, a rat trap, a tankard, a toy, or a trinket. There was it May on Instagram? There had been an art challenge. Like, for example, July, the art challenge I've seen out there among fantasy artists has been lycanthropy, so werewolves for July. I don't know what August is going to be, but like there's like the unicorn. There was mermaid, where they had mermaids in the month of May. It may have been also May where they had mimics, because I know there was one artist I follow, and she was doing a mimic every single day for the month. And she came up with some wonderful designs, and they were truly disturbing in some cases. Small size ones, we have arms or weapons. A bag, chair, which is dangerous as all hell. Crates, that's pretty common. A crib, that's creepy. A dresser, a keg, a pumpkin, that's great for Halloween. A shield, just a block of stone. A table, again, not the thing you want. And the creepiest of all, the toilet mimic. For medium size, we have armed mimic, an armor mimic, a bar, like the actual bar you sit at, a barrel, a clock like a grandfather's style clock. I mean, they're the perfect size for a mimic. A door, a garbage bin, a ladder. Dangerous if you are trying to climb that thing when you discover the hard way it is in fact a mimic. I mimic. A sarcophagus, a scarecrow, a vase, which would have to be a large vase, but there are large vases in the world. A wardrobe, like a closet that is not attached to the building, it's just a cabinet. Kind of. Lots of Americans don't do wardrobes because almost every American home has built-in closets, but a lot of places in the world that is not as common. Then we get into large, like a bed, a cannon, a full-blown carpet. That gets a lurker. Is it lurkers that are on the floor? Lurkers above. Shoot, what's the one you stand on? I can't remember. But yeah, that kind of crosses over there. Log or stump, a piano, a tent, a section of a wall, and I kind of played off this. That's the medium, large size where I played off with having an entire door being a mimic. and that caught the thief I was discussing in the video. I did other mimics. And we get into huge. You get like a boat, a pool. That's kind of cool. A prison, a shack or a tree. Then you get into gigantic things. You get like an entire house, or an entire shop, or a tower. Now a tower mimic would be terrifying. That's in a big ass mimic. And then you get into playing a mimic as a playable mimic race details, and that's a discussion. It's not a racial class breakdown, which is kind of what I was hoping to find, or even could you probably do one with the Pathfinder rule book that deals with, was it advanced races that had the point system that you could build your own custom race with? I think it was advanced races. I suppose you could probably do one like that. I should look at that book again, play with that. And I'm reading more than one thing at the moment, so I don't need to spread myself quite that thin. But if anyone else out there would like to take a stab at making a mimic race using the Pathfinder First Edition Advanced Races book, go for it. Comment below. Give us a link. Alrighty. So I thought this would be of use to people, particularly if you are a fan of mimics, like I am a fan of mimics, and I think they should be used more often, and we should be using their brains as well as the fact that they are really good at hiding themselves. They are more than just monsters that are great at jump scares. They can be smart, and they can plan, and if they are so inclined, can really make your characters' lives miserable.